Oh yeah, baby. What's up? What's up to the internet? What's up to your earballs if you're not watching live? This is I Love Improv with Trent Dozier, a part of the Trident Network. I am your host and the titular Trent Dozier. So happy to be here once again, coming to you live from twitch.tv/the Trident Network, or perhaps you're listening to this later on a podcast, however you are choosing to consume this. It doesn't matter to me. Just happy to have you here. Welcome to everybody. And maybe most importantly of all, welcome to our technical producer, Val Agnew. What's up, Val?
What's up, Trent?
Haven't talked to you in a minute, Val.
I know, it's been a while. I'm so happy to see your face.
I'm happy to hear your voice, and everyone will be seeing your face a little bit later in the show, of course. I'm happy to be back, happy to be doing improv above all else, but also happy to be chatting with my friends again, who are all, of course, a part of the Trident Network. Trident Network, of course, streams shows all the time on the Trident Network on our Twitch channel, which you're watching right now. If you're not a subscriber, we would love you to become one by clicking the purple subscribe button. I believe it's somewhere down here.
That's right.
And if you click on that, you'll be notified anytime that the Trident Network is going live on our Twitch channel, which happens today, of course. And there's an excellent show coming up right after us at the top of the hour, which is Bitcherton Presents Our Gay Pirate Show, where the hosts of Bitcherton are going through Our Flag Means Death, which is the wonderful HBO Max comedy. So that's coming up right after us. So if you're watching live, stay tuned for that. That's a lot of fun always. Also, coming up on this Thursday is one of the Trident Network's newest shows and one of the Trident Network's, dare I say, best shows. Pilot season is back Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time, so that's 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking to tune into that, that's, of course, where a pilot gets written on the fly. There's writers, there are improvisers. It's great. It's a lot of fun. And if you want a little bit of taste, a little bit of a taste of all of those things and more, everything that the Trident Network has to offer, boy, oh boy, do we have some fun coming up for you this Sunday if you're watching live. If you're hearing this on a podcast, you missed it, but you can go back and watch it in the archives. But this Sunday, live on twitch.tv/the Trident Network, that's right, it's the second annual Trident birthday celebration stream. Yeah. Happy birthday, Val.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Trent.
Thank you as well. That stream will start live at 1 p.m. Central Time, so 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern. And then that's going till like 9 p.m. Central. You're going to have like 8 hours of content. You can pop in, pop out, stay for the whole 8 hours. That'd be nuts, but I might do it. I know Val's probably going to do it.
I definitely doing it. Like, I'm teching the entire thing.
Val's got to do it. So that's going to be a lot of fun coming up. Val, anything else you want to tell us about the Trident birthday party or anything Trident in general?
I just put a link to a post on our blog about the birthday party where you can see a little bit more detail about the lineup. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. The theme this year is crossovers.
Oh!
And so you're going to see some shows that look familiar, but with contestants or members in them that are from other shows. And you're going to see 2 totally new shows that have never been seen before and will never be seen again, that have been put together by various members of the Trident Network from all of our channels. Plus, there will be recorded content, new and stuff that we showed throughout the past year. It's going to be awesome.
That is great. If you're watching live, you might have seen my jaw literally hit the floor because this is the first I'm hearing of those crossover shows. So that, to me, is very exciting. So hopefully to all of you, that's an exciting prospect of, well, hopefully you join us on Sunday. Like I said, it's 8 hours long. If you can only pop in for half an hour, we'd love to have you. If you can be there for 6 hours, we'd love to have you. Whatever you can contribute your time, or whatever time you contribute, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Come on down. Come on down on Sunday. It's birthday time. All right. And one final thing before we get to our guest this week, who I think both of us, Val and I, are very excited to have on.
Mm-hmm.
As you can probably tell if you're watching live again, I am back in Northern California. I am on the dog sitting tour. So if you hear any activity later, that is adjusting my camera here. You can see poking his head up above the couch is Cyrus, my dog. So if hopefully there won't be any dog-based interruptions, but if there is, that's what that is. All right, Val, are we ready to introduce this week's guest?
Let's do it.
Okay, this gentleman is someone who I've been fortunate enough to become a lot closer to over the last year, maybe two. A lot of that in part to my burgeoning friendship, or I guess re-burgeoning friendship with Val over the last year or two as well. He, in my estimation, is an incredible improviser, truly one of a kind in my opinion. And this will only be the second time ever that we've gotten to improvise together. I am so stinking excited about it. He is the husband of our technical producer, Val Agnew, but he's so much more than that. Please welcome Michael Erickson. Hello, Michael.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, nothing. I'm just giddy with excitement over here. Can't wait to do some improv with my buddy. How are you doing over there?
Doing well, man. Happy Monday.
And a happy Monday to you as well.
Yeah.
Val, will this be the first time that you're doing a stream on Trident where two people are using the internet in your house?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Michael has done pilot season before.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Great. So if we lose anybody, it's probably going to be me for sure. Great. Awesome. All right. Well, Michael, Val, are we ready to get into the improv?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay. First things first, Michael and I are going to do an improv scene. And for that, we'll need a suggestion. Now, before we get the suggestion, if you have watched or listened to the show before, you know the spiel I'm about to give. But if not, here at I Love Improv, we think every suggestion is a great suggestion, but we want something meaty, something robust, something with meat on the bone, so we can really pick at it. So, for example, if you were going to give the suggestion of credit card, instead of giving the suggestion of credit card, we would like something along the lines of like, Trent and Michael both just got brand new credit cards, and they're twin brothers, and they're trying to have a competition to see who can spend more in one day, and also one of Michael's arms is longer than the other. You know, something like that. Something fun with a lot of meat on the bone. So
that's meaty. That's meaty.
That's a meaty one. But that one's burned. I burned that one, so nobody give us that suggestion. So if you have seen Michael improvise before and you already have a suggestion locked and loaded, feel free to throw that into the chat right now. However, if you've never seen Michael improvise before, I'm about to tell him and everybody watching and listening around the world what I love about Michael as an improviser, and hopefully that might inform you, the suggestion giver, as to what type of scene or characters you want to see Michael do or play in that scene. I don't know. We'll find out. Michael, are you ready for some compliments?
Sure, buddy. Let's rip it away.
Well, you don't have a choice because I'm about to compliment you. So hopefully it's all good. And they're all positive. All my compliments are good compliments.
All right. Sounds good.
As I've said, Michael and I have only improvised together once previously, and I personally think that is a crime against myself, because I think, Michael, you are an incredible improviser. I think, to me, you are, both on stage and off, I think you are an incredible blend of true, genuine, just like all around great guyness mixed with a deep, biting, cutting sarcasm. And to me, it provides one of the most unique, one of a kind improvisers that there is. I've been thinking about this all day, and I really can't think of anybody who I think that improvises like you, and I mean that in the best possible way. Like Elizabeth Andrews was our previous guest, and I was telling
Yeah.
her that I think her and I improvise very similarly, and I think that's good. And I think there's a lot of like kind of archetypes of improvisers. But to me, as I've said, you are unique. You are one of a kind. Nobody does it like you. The blend of true, genuine positivity with you, but also your wit and your like the speed with which you can respond to stuff is like I don't know. Your brain moves at a different speed than my brain does, and I'll get to stuff eventually. But you're just like so fucking crack smart and whip smart. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like there immediately. I think actually the best example I can give to illustrate this point is not an improv example, but a real life Michael example. When Val and Michael visited California, I was lucky enough to join them along with the composer of our theme song, Nia D'Amelio, to a trip to Disneyland. And this moment stands out to me above all the rest. There was someone, we were standing in line for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and we've been in line for quite some time. And someone, you know, they've got their party ahead of us or whatever, we don't know. There's no way to prove that they did or did not, but they walked, you know, right past us like, excuse me, we've been waiting there for an hour. And this person just cutting through going, excuse me, and Michael goes, oh, go right ahead, please go right ahead. And it was so funny because I think he genuinely meant it, but he also genuinely meant fuck you, buddy, like keep moving. But he also genuinely was like, you know what, go ahead, go enjoy your day. So I just think the combination of those two things being prominent are Cyrus, come here. Sorry. That's dog interruption number one. Come here.
Yeah. Our Cyrus, come here.
I think those two things coming together, as I've said now numerous times, creates one of the most unique improv experiences. And Michael, in my opinion, and I don't want it to sound too hyperbolic or I don't know, over the top or anything, but I think you are one of the most undervalued and underutilized performers in Chicago, both post-pandemic and probably still now, I got to assume. So was all that too much? Not enough? What do we think?
No,
how are we feeling over there, Mikey?
You are a sweet dang boy, Trent.
Oh my goodness.
You know how to speak to my heart and ass. I'll tell you that. Let me tell you what.
Good.
That Disney trip was so fun, and as soon as you said Big Thunder Mountain, I knew what you were gonna say. And I remember I got into the very feeling of what I felt when those people passed us, which was I want them to like me, so I'm gonna be nice, but I'm gonna be a little sassy because fuck off. You should not be budging at Big Thunder Mountain.
Yes, I totally agree. And I feel like I said, I do feel like that's how you improvise, is you are so genuinely good, but you're also so quick and so sassy, and you got it. And that combination of the two is just, like I've said, it's one of a kind, and I love it. And I'm mad that I didn't get to improvise with you more, and I'm over the moon about being able to do it right now.
Yeah. Feeling is mutual, my man.
Ooh. Okay, so with all that being said, if you've got a suggestion, we would love to hear it. You can go ahead and throw it into the chat right now. There is, of course, a bit of a delay. Sorry, Cyrus is acting a fool. There's a bit of a delay between what I'm saying and what you're hearing if you're watching us live. So we'll hold for a second.
We do have a suggestion.
We got a couple. Awesome.
Yeah. So Marcus Day Hooray, thank you for your suggestion.
Thank you, Marcus Day.
Has suggested Michael is a professional sandcastler on a losing streak, and he is now interviewing for a job at a school.
That's very good.
Okay.
And the job is janitor.
Okay. And as we can see now, Cyrus has joined us He was scratching at the door looking for my parents, who, as I've said, are not here, which is why I am here.
Iris.
All right. Marcus Day Hooray, thank you. Val, thank you. Michael, are you ready to do a little bit of improv?
Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it, baby.
Have fun.
Okay. Thanks, honey.
Okay. Todd, why don't you have a seat right here? Thanks.
That's fine.
You're just going to stand? Is that?
Yeah, just stand. I've been trying to get, it's like a health issue.
You have a health issue?
Yeah, I have to stand.
Okay. Well, that should be, let me see here. You're wanting to be the janitor, so that's good because you're not going to be sitting unless you're sitting during your lunchtime. Otherwise, janitor, you're going to be on your feet all day, so that should be, well, do you need to be moving or is it you got to be standing still medically?
The doctor did say I should be moving, but I think for this, this interview, this 45 minutes, I'll go ahead and just stand still.
Okay, but you're saying you do need movement, so janitor will be a good job for you.
Right. Yeah, I have a medical condition.
And that's going to be what?
Yeah, I have the bends.
You have the bends? I don't know. I don't know that I'm familiar with that. Could you maybe describe to me what the bends are?
Yeah, I went down the water a little too fast and came up a little too fast, and now I got bubbles all over my body.
What on the internally?
It's absolutely everywhere. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they got good sand. If you keep going down a little further, if you go down further into the ocean, they got good sand.
Oh, this was salt water.
It was a salt water, yeah. And so I went down, and I don't hold my breath very good. And so I went back up, and next thing you know, bends.
Oh my God. So the bends, the medical happening to you when you get the bends is that you have bubbles inside and everywhere? Or?
Yeah, yuck. It's yuck. Feels yuck.
Well, and I know you're just diagnosed with the condition. You're not a doctor necessarily, but what's the purpose of sanding? How does that help alleviate the bubbles situation?
Well, right. Well, the doctor just said, the bubbles are kind of everywhere. We want to get them down. And so you get down towards the feet and they'll just exit through the toes.
The bubbles will exit through the toes.
That's what he said.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a school principal. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know that type of stuff. When I was teaching, I was actually before I was a principal, I was a history teacher, not a science teacher. So I don't know any of that stuff.
Yeah, I get it. You taught history, huh? I actually took history when I was in high school.
Oh, that's fun. What was your favorite style of history?
Well, the early 2000s. I love that period.
Early 2000s. Seems like you might have been living that. Were you living that?
I was alive, yeah. But I also love learning about it because there's a lot of stuff I missed because I was so focused on my studies.
Yeah. I get that. And it says here you went to Monterey Bay University where you studied sandcastling. So I didn't know I thought this was more of a hobby, and now as I'm reading your resume a little bit more, it does seem like you're not being necessarily monetarily compensated, but it's a sport. It's kind of like the Olympics, I guess.
Well, we're trying to get it into the Olympics. We don't have the signatures yet.
Yeah, I could sign something. I mean, I don't want to. It's obviously only been a couple minutes here, but I feel like we're vibing, and I don't know if I'm going to hire you necessarily, or if our friendship will even continue. But I think I would like to see your sport continue to grow.
I would love that. Here's pen and paper. Here you go. Yeah.
I'll just sign on this.
You're number 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of room left on this paper. Sorry, I am going absolutely John Hancock mode on this, so you can just have people sign, smaller around me, but I am kind of going big. This is crazy, but my here you go. Happy to help.
And I have another signature. I always like to sing that after each signature.
Oh, I wasn't sure if this was like a, at Cold Stone where if you tip them, they have to sing.
No.
So it's like you're a willing
Yeah.
participant in the singing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Todd, if I could be honest with you, everything I'm seeing here looks good. And if you're going to be up on your feet all day, that does seem like a benefit to you medically, but I wouldn't be, okay. So see, as this is happening now, I gotta say, I would be remiss if I didn't say I am a little worried about, I'm happy to help you get the bubbles out of your system, but I am a little worried about having bubbles just kind of strewn throughout the school, like this, or in my office, or do they just, what happens? Do they stick or do they pop, or will you be able to clean as the janitor? You going to be able to clean that,
That was what I was going to say, is that I come prepared with, I have a cloth. I have a little bubble cloth, and it'll get on the floor, but I'll wipe it right up. So it's nothing for you to worry about, Principal Excalibur.
Yes. Sorry, that's a bit of a tough one to pronounce because it's not spelled. It's not spelled conventionally. Yeah. It's not spelled how you would conventionally spell Excalibur. No. Oh, sorry, my dog Lancelot is. Oh. Got a little. I don't know if you can hear him. He's panting over in the corner.
He looks like he's panting, but maybe he didn't do a whole lot.
No, he's not. He hasn't done anything in quite some time.
I can empathize with that.
Yeah, it's funny that you have the bends because he was recently diagnosed with reverse dog bends, where he hasn't been in the water enough. He's not drinking enough water. He's in fact taking in too much air. Are you okay? Come here.
Come on over.
He's whimpering. I don't know if you can hear that.
That's okay.
But that's part of the reverse dog bends. And dogs' bodies are obviously different than human bodies.
They're very different.
It's complicated, and
I was watching this TV show the other day. It was on a History Channel, obviously, and they were comparing.
That's one of my favorite channels, is the History Channel.
Isn't it so good?
It's so good.
I was watching that show where they were comparing like humans over here and dogs over here, and some of the differences, I couldn't believe it. I had no idea.
Like what? Like what? Any examples, or?
Well, they barely say anything.
The dogs or the show?
No, the dogs.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I have so much less hair than a lot of pups I know.
Yeah.
And they drink from the bowl, and every time I drink from the bowl, I get screamed at.
Oh my God! Who's screaming at you?
Dad.
Your dad?
Dad, yeah.
Oh my God! I'm sorry.
He's just not a nice guy.
No, that's horrible.
His name's Czech.
His name's Czech?
Czech. Chack.
Oh. Man.
Czech Ryan. Last name's Ryan.
Czech Ryan? Okay. Man, that's Todd, I'm so sorry. That's such a huge bummer.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I don't tell you that because I want sympathy, because I'm in a job interview. I want you to know that. You started talking about your dog, so naturally I wanted to talk about my dad.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. It's not. I don't know. I feel bad whenever anybody tells me about parental problems, because I went to a small private school. There was only 19 kids in my graduating class, and I was the only kid whose parents didn't get divorced in that time. And I think, a divorce is obviously different than just a straight up mean dad, but it's hard. It was hard for me as a kid because I had great parents who loved each other, and all my friends had parents who didn't love each other anymore, and so they kind of all had different experiences. And I know you're not trying to weasel your way into this job with empathy or sympathy or from me or anything like that. I get it. It's just, it's tough. It's been hard for me to have parents who love each other.
I appreciate you opening up like that, though. It means a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been hard. Hey, come here.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
He's whimpering. I'm trying to get him over here. He's, like I said, old Lancelot's got the reverse dog bend, so it's hard. It's all right.
Oh, come on over here, buddy.
Let me just let me grab him really quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't say anything too much because I am attached
That's
to.
I'm not. I won't say a word.
You know what? I can't make the. Let me just grab him really quick.
Yeah, no problem. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is Lancelot.
Wow.
He's got a bit of the reverse dog bends going.
He does. Yeah, he's a gorgeous beast.
Oh my God! Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
As you can see, he is a Great Dane. So I'm going through. It's hard for me to hold him like this, but I do enjoy it. Lancelot, can you say hi to Todd? Can you say hi, Todd?
Hello, Lancelot.
Can you say hi?
Is that the it's the Hollister cologne. You put that on your dog.
Yes, he won't leave the house unless he's wearing the Hollister cologne now.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a cologne journey that we've been going through recently. He's been trying out a couple different things, but we did eventually land on the Hollister cologne. I think the scent just was the most dog-like of all the colognes that we tried. Abercrombie and Fitch was too human. Levi's, that was too rugged. But luckily the Hollister cologne really suits him. Really suits his big old Great Dane body so perfectly. Yeah.
Just a massive dog.
Yeah. Can you say Todd? I think we're gonna hire you to be the janitor. Can you say that? Can you say Lancelot? Can you say that? Can you say Todd? No. He doesn't speak. He doesn't speak, which you've learned about on the History Channel recently.
Yeah. I'll send you a tape. I'll send you a tape of that episode. I taped it.
Oh my God, you're a VCR man.
Yeah.
Me, I still use VCR as well.
Do you really?
You know what? Wait. TiVo came around, frightened the dickens out of me, and I said, "Not for me. Not for me. You're getting down."
I had a nightmare for a week. I had to go sleep with my dad. Check.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. How did that go? I hope he treated you better than the other scenario.
Yeah, he did. When he's asleep, he doesn't wake up. So I just get right in there, and I leave the room before he wakes up.
Smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
You know what, Todd? I don't want to overstep here, but not only am I going to offer you this job for sure, would you like to be my roommate?
Are you yanking my tail here?
I would never yank your tail. I saw a thing on a History Channel recently that you should never yank a dog's tail, and I'm not going to yank a human's tail either. I don't know. I just never had an immediate connection like this with anybody since Lancelot, and the vibes are right. Lancelot seemed to take to you a little bit, and I don't know. It could be nice to carpool to work together with somebody. So I'm just let's ask him. And that's what I'm doing.
Oh, Principal Excalibur, can I call you Lisa?
Please call me Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa. I'm so honored. I don't know. I've never had a roommate besides my own father, and if we're gonna carpool together, do you have any room for me to stand?
I should. I drive a Ford Fiesta, but I'm trying to convert it to a convertible Ford Fiesta, so you should be able to stand in it. Yeah. And we can probably get a custom seatbelt situation going on. And you know what, Todd, you're not going to have to stand forever, right? We're going to get those bubbles out of you.
No, I will have to stand forever. So.
Oh my God, the bubble thing's permanent.
It's a permanent. Yeah, you don't really get healed from the bends.
Oh my God. I thought eventually you just got all the bubbles out of you.
Oh, no. Nope. I was watching a show on the History Channel, and it was all about the bend. I'll bring it when I move in, and no healing. It has stumped scientists for hours.
Oh my God, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. No, it's not. It's not okay. I feel like Lisa. I should rededicate my life science because I want to help you, and I don't want to be. I've molded enough young minds at this point. I think it's time for me to help save a body, and that body is yours.
So if you're not going to be the principal anymore, then does that mean there's a job opening?
Would you like to be principal of this school?
I want nothing more.
And that's the scene. Oh, for those of you listening on a podcast, me and Michael just ended on a beautiful handshake situation.
Yes, we did.
Hey, can you guys hear him, Cyrus?
No.
Not really, no.
Oh, okay, sorry, because it is like the loudest thing in my world right now. He's just over here being like,
Poor fella.
Let me, you're okay, dude? You're okay, dude? Oh my God, he's a needy boy. Everybody, what you're learning this week on I Love Improv with Trent Dozier is that Cyrus is a needy boy and Michael Erickson's great at improv. Come here. I gotta keep
While you're wrangling Cyrus, welcome to the chat.
Go ahead, Val.
Welcome to the chat, Verdsky. Thank you so much for coming and checking out the stream. You just missed the improv, but you're just in time for us discussing improv.
Yeah, and you can hear about my dog that's whimpering behind me too. Okay, Val, why don't you open up the discussion? This is unorthodox, but I am gonna see if he needs to go outside really quick.
Yep,
okay,
no problem.
I'll be right back.
I think I can manage talking to my husband. Hi, what's going on? Good job.
Thanks, honey. Any notes for me?
No notes. Loved the reference to the bends as the actual scuba diver in our family. I was appreciative that you even knew what that was.
Oh my gosh, that's no problem. I know what the bends are because I feel like you told me that when you were scuba diving. So I remember it from that trip and remember being disgusted with that sickness.
It is pretty disgusting sickness.
It's gross.
Mark Cherry is here, Michael, in case you were...
Mark Cherry? Oh, is that Gerard? Mark Gerard's here.
Hi, Mark Cherry.
Mark Cherry.
Okay, he did not have to go to the bathroom. Sorry, everybody.
You don't have to apologize.
You didn't have to make any brown.
We were just chatting with the chat.
Okay, good. I love to see an active chat. If you're just joining us, which we know at least one viewer is, I'm in Northern California watching my dog and my parents' dog, Cyrus. And he's being a bit of a pill. Did we talk any improv yet or no? Save that for
No,
the master.
We just talked about the bends, which is a real thing, by the way, in case you were wondering.
So I was wondering, I did think it was real. That's not the real symptoms of the bends though, right?
Well, the bubbles, it was obviously the way he described it was silly, but it is like air bubbles like forming in, I think it's in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
And then,
my God.
Yeah, so that's like what causes like excruciating pain and like cramps, and then it can go into your brain and like obviously.
Does it? So I think I always thought it was something that like made you dizzy, and now I'm thinking that might not necessarily be the case.
I mean, I'm sure it could make you dizzy. It basically just messes up your entire body.
Yeah, that freaking sucks.
You can die, right? You can die from it.
Oh yes. So like you have to be really careful if you like, for example, if you go scuba diving and you do like a really deep dive and then you were to like fly, like you could die.
Oh,
like,
your body could explode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right there in Coach.
Well, that was Michael. I had a blast in that scene, despite somebody trying to run interference on us.
Me too.
I thought that was a really great example of like you playing a character who's still just like stoked to be doing stuff, but then also just like, yeah, my dad's mean to me. He bullies me all the time around the house. That to me is like the perfect encapsulation of like what you bring to the table as an improviser. Just like the content of what you're saying doesn't necessarily match with the vibe of how you're saying it, and that's just such a wonderful mix that makes for some fun and like totally, Val called it silly earlier. I think silly, goofy, those are two perfect words to describe you as a person and also as an improviser. And it's something like that, like a goofy, silly person. That is the energy that I want to play with. Somebody who's there to goof around and pal around and have fun with their friends. So I had a blast.
Yeah, I had a really fun time too, buddy. You make it so easy to just kind of be silly because you are going to take that silliness, you're going to digest it, and you're going to kind of keep that scene moving along with some silliness of your own. So you just make it much more of a welcoming experience.
Well, thank you, Michael. And just to keep the compliments rolling, it's as an improviser, I like to make everyone, feel welcome and included, and like I want to cultivate a safe space. But again, with someone like you, it's like I don't have to do any work. It feels so easy because you are someone who, like I mentioned, you are so genuine and good and like nice and pure. And it's just like, that's like, you are exactly the type of energy that I like to surround myself with. And that's why, like, we talked a little bit about it before the scene, but in Chicago, you and I had only gotten to improvise together once previously. And like, even before that, like, I don't know, like I said, we didn't really become friends until during the pandemic when Val and I got closer. Right. And it's just like, and this is very individualistic on my end and personal, but like thinking about my time in Chicago, it's like, man, Michael is the exact type of person and improviser who I want to, spend more time with. So it's, like I said, it's a crime against myself that I didn't get to do that more in Chicago.
Well, hey, look there's takes two to tango, baby. So we just our circles just overlap like once, and
I know.
It's just how it goes. I'm sure there are a lot of folks in the improv world that we probably would feel more like that. We just it's easy to kind of get wrapped up doing the similar things, week to week.
Yeah,
but I'm really thankful that we get to do this now.
Oh, me too. Val, I saw your mouth open. Were you about to say something?
It was fun to watch too, because it was like watching a professional tennis match where you had like a really good rally. Like it was just sort of like there was no like dead air. It was just like yep, and then that, yep, and it was awesome the whole time. And then even when there were like little moments like when Michael couldn't get Excalibur out of his and you. You immediately like picked it up and were like, yeah, it's not spelled in the traditional way.
Yeah.
It's so
like,
good.
What a perfect supportive move in that moment. It was so funny. And like, and Michael did his trademark thing of giving everyone the weirdest names that he could possibly give, including you, Lisa Excalibur.
Lisa Excalibur, that's pretty good. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Mike?
No.
Okay, I don't know. Tell me if this makes sense. I don't know if my word choice is correct here, but I feel like Michael and I our kind of like our energies on stage are the same, but our play style is different. Yeah. Does that make sense, Val?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I think that's what we saw here was that, where we are two people who our ultimate goal is to have fun, be goofy, be silly, just, like I said, pal around with our friends. And we kind of take two different paths to get there. Mm-hmm. But in the end, because the goal is the same, that's why our styles mesh so well together. Yes. What do we think of this? Yes?
Yes, you're agreeable in two different ways.
Yes,
works really well.
And Val, this is why we work well together, because I don't know what I'm saying, but you do.
Yeah, that was a good translation.
Val's my translator.
That's me. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
No. Keep going. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say more of the same, which is just that it did. I was like, I think I knew that, and when I was thinking about it today, I was thinking more of like just feeling happy to be able to play with Michael. And actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I think that is kind of what we were just talking about, which is like all day I wasn't like worried about the scene. I was just like hell yeah. I get to improvise with big old Mikey, and it's going to be a big old blast, and we're going to have a big old ball of fun. And so when I walked into the scene, I wasn't like, how are we going to mesh? It's like it was like the furthest thing from my mind, and then it was like all the puzzle pieces just clicked in. It was like, us doing a puzzle meant for a first grader. It was like, oh, well, typically puzzles intimidate me, but this one is easy. Woo, no problem.
Yeah. I get to see, obviously, you improvise with a lot of people, Trent, and you're always able to do a great job partnering with anyone. But I can tell when you're like trying to keep up with someone in some way, or like trying to like find the right thing with that person. In this, there was absolutely zero effort, and I mean that in the best possible way. I felt no effort in this, which is what you want in good improv. It's just for it to feel like it's just flowing out naturally.
Yes, I totally agree. And I also think, especially because I think I think there are people who I appreciate as improvisers, like I appreciate Michael, but I'm not as close to them, I guess. So there's more of like an intimidation factor if it would be like the first or second time of me playing with someone like that. But I think because we've gotten close over the last year, I wasn't even thinking of it in terms of that. I was just like I keep saying, I was just like excited to play with someone who I respect and love as a human and as an improviser. And I was like, oh yes, this is awesome. Whereas like in a different scenario, if I didn't know someone as well, I'd be like, well, I want them to like me, but I know Michael likes me, so there was no worry about that.
No, you don't have to worry about that. But it's so funny to hear you say you feel like intimidated, because I feel like you're like such an all-star improviser and like one of like the cream of the crop. It's wild to me that like, no, I mean that.
I know, and I do mean thank you legitimately, even though I said it as a throwaway.
Well, it's interesting because it's like I feel intimidated a lot, especially in improv, and I think that sometimes I can kind of lean into that a little bit, and it'll come out on stage. So it's interesting to hear like people who I admire as an improviser, and maybe one of the top performers I've seen, say that about loud.
Were you going to say something, Val?
Oh, I was going to sort of like change the subject, and I didn't want to undermine that very nice moment you were having, so you can continue.
It was a very nice moment. Well, I appreciate that too, Michael. I do want to always strive to. I do think intimidation, I do think, is the right word, because like I don't think I've said this a lot. I've been doing improv since I was 19 years old, and I'm approaching my 33rd birthday. So I have not been scared before an improv show or even an improv audition, which is literally the worst thing you could do is an improv audition. Because those aren't fair. But I haven't been scared before a show or anything like that since I was probably like 21. But the stuff that does like scare me nowadays is like doing sketch or doing any written stuff, or if it's with somebody who I respect as an improviser, where I'm like, well, I'm not really afraid to do the improv, but I do want them to enjoy this or have a good time or whatever. But I appreciate everything you said. Thank you, Michael. Val, change the frickin' subject.
Well, I was just going to say, so Marcus Desharay's suggestion did not specify which of you was the sandcastler, but Michael plays low status characters so well. So as soon as I saw professional sandcastler on a losing streak, I was like, I know which one of you has to be this character. And it was the best decision ever, because like Trent, you play great low status characters too, but I just wanted to see Michael like shine in his low status glory, and boy did he.
Thanks.
I also love to be in a position like that where I also too know Michael shines in a low status character, and it's fun to like with our January episode with Damon, which you can go back and watch or listen to. That was another one where I was like, oh, Damon is in the perfect position here. Let me just help keep facilitating his greatness. And that's what I felt about Michael here too, was like, he's in the perfect position here. Let me help try to, lean into this. And like, Michael does down on his luck or lower status is all great. Lovable loser is one of my, what I like to call him. Dan Caramblis, who will be a future guest on the show. He loves a lovable loser. And I think, Michael, you do such a great job. Like, I thought this guy was a lovable loser. Todd Ryan was a lovable loser.
Todd Ryan, I thought that the VHSer, as you said. VHS man. That's what you said.
It was very funny. And yeah, it's just like, that is why on this show, I like to get the suggestion in the way that we get the suggestion, so that we can maximize. If you're only doing one scene, why not maximize everybody's, potential and funniness and all that stuff. And so, yeah, I was happy to know that you put that specification on the suggestion bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too, honey.
We love you. Honey. Great job. Mike, did you do a lot of or any online improv during the pandemic?
No. This is maybe like the second or third time I've done it.
Yeah. And it seems like it wasn't too much of an issue for you. It seemed like pretty easy.
I was, in full transparency, I was a little nervous because I don't know, like, from a physicality standpoint, like what translates. Like, obviously I'm not going to stand and whatnot, but like, the passing of like the pen and paper and like the handshake, like that all made sense to me. And like, I think maybe I have, it's funny that I probably should have done it more, but I think I have a face that can make a lot of faces. And
yes, you have a great improv face.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I feel like Zoom maybe lends itself to faces a little bit more. Yeah. So maybe I should have did more during the pandemic, but I don't know, man. I was pretty depressed.
Yeah. The pandemic was, I don't know that anybody was necessarily thriving, so to speak. It is, I mean, this is a tried and true topic on the show at this point, but it is interesting because the first run of the show is Twitch. It's a visual medium. I do find that everybody, is more focused on sorry, Cyrus is in my lap, as you can see. Everybody's initial focus is on the visual of it all. But there are people who have probably never watched the show once and only consume it, podcastually, which is not a word, but I'm trying to get it into the dictionary. Yeah. If you know any of the Oxfords, let me know, because I'm trying to get into the dictionary. But it's so interesting to me, and I don't know. I don't think it needs to be changed in any way, because I do think the visual stuff comes through better on audio than the audio stuff comes through visually, if that makes sense. I think.
Yeah, I think it does.
But like, I don't know. This thing is so, it's through so many different. It's visual, it's audio, it's a visual experience or an audio experience. It's just like, I don't know. It's so easy to, I remember at the beginning days of this show, I was so worried about like how it's going to look and stuff. But at this point, I think as a producer, Val is so flexible. And as an improviser, I'm very flexible. So like whenever anybody throws something, like the scenes don't all need to be executed in the same way. Like Elizabeth last month
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Throwing in like running commentary as the what would that be from a different
she was like narrating. She was basically giving like stage direction as if it was like a radio play. So she was like, I'm opening the suitcase, like that kind of thing, or like but she was talking about herself in the third person. It was very cool because she's clearly done a ton of like podcast first type of stuff. So she was
does that, I believe.
Yeah, so she was treating it like a radio play, which is a very interesting approach. It was the only person who's ever done that, but it worked really well.
It did, and I had a great time in that. Yeah. This year, the 3 episodes we've done this year have been Damon, Elizabeth, and Michael, and honestly, all three of those are three of my favorite episodes that we've done, in the lifespan of this show. So I'm happy with how it all turned out.
Yeah.
Michael, any final thoughts before we get out of here as we approach the top of the hour?
Well, this has been a lovely experience, Trent. The more that I get to see your face, whether in person or virtual, the better. So thank you so much, and thanks for having a fun improv show for me to come on.
Well, thank you, Michael. Same to you in terms of seeing your face, both virtually and in real life. And again, I apologize for this little bastard right here, but I think he had a great time. I think he had fun too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, as we know, as we approach the top of the hour here, wherever you are, 7 o'clock Pacific or 9 o'clock Central or 10 o'clock Eastern, stay tuned right here on twitch.tv/The Triton Network as Bitcherton presents Our Gay Pirate Show, which is, of course, the watch along for Our Flag Means Death.
Mm-hmm.
So, go have a quick bathroom break, get a little snack, prepare yourself, but don't leave this stream. Stay locked in.
Stay
locked in. And, go ahead, Val.
I was just going to say, also, we talked about the birthday stream at the top of the show, but a few people have showed up since then. So we are having a huge birthday stream on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Central Time, running till 9 p.m. Central Time. It's going to feature tons of crossovers with almost everybody who's got a show or podcast or whatever on the Trident Network. And it's also going to feature me and Trent doing improv together for the first time ever.
Wow.
Yes, that's true. In the I Love Improv with Trent Dozier portion of the Trident Network birthday party, my guest will be the technical producer of I Love Improv with Trent Dozier. Excuse me, sir. One Val Agnew. We're all very excited about it. Cyrus is not as excited about it.
That's fine.
That's because
Cyrus and I are rivals. It's fine. I get it.
Yeah. He's a little bit of he's coughing. There we go. Cyrus has heart palpitations too, so he's got a bit of a
dear.
Anyway, he's an old man. Also, I got to tell you, if you don't know my dog at all, it's very funny because he's a Terrier Chihuahua mix, but I called him a Great Dane in the scene. So.
You did.
So that's just good visual comedy.
You tricky little ding dong.
So join us back here on twitch.tv/The Trident Network this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, or 2 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to go for like 8 hours. So like we said at the top, pop in for a little bit, pop in for a lot of bit. Just pop in. We'd love to see you. Also, stay tuned immediately now if you're watching live for Bitcherton Presents Our Gay Pirate Show. And finally, one last thing. We do not have a ticket link yet, but as you know, in LA, at the end of every month, me and former guest of the show, Cam Hurt, run a live improv show. Well, it's a live variety show, but we do improv, of course, because I love it. Cam and Trent's family reunion will be back at the Yard Theater in Los Angeles, California. That show is going to be on Wednesday, March 29th, 7 p.m. at the Yard Theater. If you're listening to this on a podcast, we will have a ticket link for you, but we don't have the ticket link up yet. Hopefully in the next day or two, we'll have it here. So if you're watching live, make sure you check out the podcast feed later. And sorry, that's Cyrus is hacking in the background. We got to wrap it up. We got to make way for the Gay Pirate Show. Val, thank you as always. Michael, thank you. This was an absolute treat. Marcus Day, hooray. Thank you for the suggestion. Cyrus, thank you for your participation. And everybody remember, above all else, I love improv.